Hey guys, this is Mike. Today I would like to talk to you about Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Some time ago I got a chance to participate in an event where I could play the game for almost 6 hours, and there are some thoughts and impressions that I had that I would like to share with you. The gameplay that you see in front of you is what I recorded during that event, so it's all raw, and I decided to just talk over that gameplay, share some thoughts with you, and basically structure this video around 5 things that Mankind Divided does better than Human Revolution. So what people disliked the most about Human Revolution were boss fights and combat system. And the developers definitely listened to the fans, and boss fights are completely different right now. You don't need to actually use the sheer firepower that you have. You can take a different approach, but the shooting and cover system is definitely something that we need to pay more attention to, because before that the game actually favored the stealth approach. If you were really sneaky and if you were going around people, not attacking anyone, you got the most points to develop your character. Now you can actually get very similar amounts of XP points for either playing as a stealth character or playing the aggressive style. So you can be kind of a John Rambo in the world of Deus Ex. The weapons handling feels much more realistic this time around. Before, in Human Revolution, I felt like I was playing with toy guns whenever I was shooting, and the cover system was not so good because you had to hold the button or hold a mouse key to stick to the cover, and right now you can actually just press a button and you're there. So it's much more to modern standards, and well, that's progress. It feels more natural. And the way the guns behave is definitely much better. I started the game with a long-range, non-lethal rifle, and at first I was like, oh well, this feels actually kind of similar to what Human Revolution was, so where's that change, that positive change? But right after, when I got a chance to even use a pistol or then use a assault rifle, that's when it all felt good, because actually the gun has that power. You can feel the power. The way that camera behaves when you're shooting is much better. So I feel like I might have much more liking to the combat system this time around. One more thing regarding rebalancing gameplay styles that needs to be said is that you actually get almost equal amount of XP points for those different play styles. But it feels different, since when you're playing the stealth way, you get the high number of points by the end of the mission for being stealthy, for being sneaky. And when you're playing the aggressive style, you get those points as you go, but you get them in smaller chunks. So it might feel different, but in the end, you're rewarded almost the same. Of course, there is no Deus Ex without augments, and we get some new augments to play with this time around. When we start Mankind Divided in Dubai during a tutorial mission, we do have access to some of our augments, and it makes sense since this is the character we played it with in the first game. But due to certain events, you get a chance to reset your skills, and you actually get access to some new skills that will be extremely helpful during the game. However, there's one trick to new augments, because these are called the experimental augments as far as I remember, and when Adam Jensen activates these, they take up a lot of power, and he needs to sacrifice other experimental augments for that. That actually means that if you're deciding to use, to develop a skill tree of a certain experimental augment, you need to completely disable another one. As far as I noticed, this disabling is permanent, so you need to pay attention to what you're choosing, and you need to match your playstyle with these augments. Of course, you get all the augments that we had in the previous game, and well, what's more to say here? There's more stuff, there's more fun stuff, and we get to play with it all. So something that's definitely worth praising is the new engine that the game runs on. It's called the Dawn engine, and the first aspects, the upgrade with that is definitely the upgrade in visuals. The game looks really, really amazing. I was playing that on PS4, and being a PC player myself, I felt like, okay, the game will look okay, but what it can really do will be shown on computers. But I was really surprised to see how good the game looked. The whole game actually got rid of the golden filter that some of people were complaining about before, and now it feels so much more diverse, because actually you have these locations that look different. The first one in Dubai feels really sandy, just like you would imagine Dubai look. Then you had Prague, and Prague felt kind of grim, but at the same time it was not dark, it was more gray. The specific art style of the city was really impressive. And then you get to Golem that you can see in the video, and it definitely feels dark, it feels crowded, and it feels a little bit grim, and that's what I got the impression of what the previous game was like. There is a bit of gold, there is a bit of those tense and dense atmosphere, but it's the place where the augmented people are held. So I would say that the feeling complements the storytelling, and that's a great thing to have. Furthermore, what the executive game director was telling me when we had a chance to talk was that now with the new engine they get a chance to tell a story in a more detailed way through the environment, because actually there can be much more detail in your surroundings, and you feel like if you go somewhere you can guess what was going on in here. And I really, really like games that can do that, so that's definitely on the plus side. So with the upgrade of the engine also comes the upgrade of locations design. I really enjoyed that part, because in Human Revolution it all felt like you were here before, although you haven't. And it was something that could annoy you a bit, but here with locations verticality and verticality of the gameplay, you can approach your target, you can you can find a way to your destination in many ways. I actually really liked having a chance to explore the same thing from different angles, because it diversifies the way you play. Since I was trying to capture different approaches of the game, I was trying to be stealthy, I was trying to be aggressive, I was trying to hack something. I could explore the one and same location in various ways, and it felt so much different every time. So the location design gives you a much better feeling, and it gives you much more freedom. It's still a linear game in a sense. You still have those corridors that you have to move through to get somewhere, but this time around they're much more wide, and there are many more side roads that you can take to get somewhere. So something that I would like to add here as a little bonus is a thing that I found out while I was talking to the developers. There will be a new difficulty level added. It's called I Never Asked for This, and you can probably guess why. This difficulty level will be the most difficult one, of course, and it will feature permadeath. This means that you can play the game, but if you die, there is no turning back. You need to actually start the game once again from the beginning. So these are my impressions of Deus Ex Mankind Divided, and these are the 5 things that I think this game does better than its predecessor. If you want to learn some more about the game and read some more about the stuff that I found out about the game, I encourage you to take a look in the description. I'll post a link to the article there. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll try to answer them if I can. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.